Welcome in, everybody, to the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We are live here from the Darlington Raceway in Darlington, South Carolina for the Madness Racing Elite Truck Series playoff race number 1 at the Darlington Raceway for the Gorilla Mind 150, ladies and gentlemen. We hope you guys are doing okay here tonight. Tuning in here to the stream, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight is the Gorilla Mind 150. Presented by Gorilla Mind Energy Drinks. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go check them out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We're moments away from the driver's introduction. Counting down the clock here until we get ready to set green here at the Darlington Raceway for the playoffs here in the Madness Racing League. Ladies and gentlemen, we go ahead and ask you to go ahead and stand up, remove your hats, and stand as you're able as we get ready to crank up tonight's national anthem. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for standing up. We ask you to put your caps back on, sit back down. We get ready to crank it up here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We're going playoff racing in the truck series. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Looks like things are going to switch over here. These guys are getting ready to start loading into the field here. Yes, they go. We're set here for 100 laps in the Madness Racing League playoff race number 1 here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel at the Darlington Raceway. Who will lock themselves into the playoff race at the Homestead Miami Speedway? We wait on the rest of these guys to tune in the rest of the field. We'll crank up these drivers' introductions. Make sure you're slapping that like button, pressing that follow button. Going over to the YouTube at Booty Scoot Racing LLC, pressing that subscribe button. They do a lot of help for us here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We're cranking it up here from Darlington, South Carolina for the Gorilla Mind 150, presented by Gorilla Mind Energy Drinks. Make sure you go get your energy drinks. All things needed is they are sponsored and brought on board to the Madness Racing League by none other than tonight's participant of John Michael Bryan. It looks like we're getting ready to kick things off here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll kick off the driver's introduction. Looks like we'll go down here to the guy that's going to be sitting on the pole here. It's going to be driving the number 24 from Greenville, South Carolina. Picked up the win at the Rockingham Speedway, looking for number 2 on the season. That's going to be James Fountain. On the outside of him, starting in the second place spot, almost got his 4th pole here tonight. He'll start on the 2nd spot on the outside pole. It'll be the kid from Wellford, South Carolina, 171 official iRacing wins. It's going to be Nicholas Maynard. Starting in the 2nd row inside, 3rd place spot, driving the number 5 Kubota Chevy Silverado from Greer, South Carolina. That's going to be Showtime Chase Johnson. Terry Hughes Jr. from Troy, Alabama, the 25-year-old, will shake out the 4th place spot, 2nd row here. It's like Kevin Tank goes in the number 4 Budweiser Chevy Silverado, the 20-year-old from Hawthorne, New Jersey, will round out the 5th place spot here, 3rd row. And on the outside of him will be the number 8 Monster Energy Chevy Silverado, the also from Greer, South Carolina. It's going to be Corey Teston. Your mom's favorite driver, John Michael Bryant, driving the tonight's sponsor holding Gorilla Mine Energy Drink number 23 machine. The 29-year-old looking to make something shake here in Darlington. Travo Wall from Pelzer, South Carolina. Shake, rattle, and roll, baby. The Zen 7 machine. Looks bad fast here, glowing underneath the lights at the Darlington Raceway. He'll shake out the 9th place spot. Tony Cook will start in the 5th row outside here in the number 33 Home Run Cafe machine. And he'll have Jonathan Smith from Goldsboro, North Carolina on the inside of him. The Triple Deuce Green Machine Racing of Chris 90 will shake out the 11th place spot with Carter Jackson. The 2 weeks ago, won at the Kansas Speedway. He'll round out tail end shotgun field tonight. Looks like James Fountain's going to lead him to the restart zone here behind Peter the Pace Car here. We get ready to kill the music here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We're set for the playoffs to kick off right here in Darlington, South Carolina. Tons of Carolina kids in the field here tonight. Which one of these bad boys are going to lock themselves in here? James Fountain, a playoff contender. Nicholas Maynard on the outside of him. He's a playoff contender. Chase Johnson, a playoff contender. And I believe Terry Hughes Jr. will snip his way into the playoffs as well 2 weeks ago at Kansas. Meanwhile, James Fountain's going to bring him to the Geico restart zone here in the Gorilla Mine 150. As we get ready to launch here at the Darlington Raceway. They'll be door-to-door across the line. It'll be James Fountain on the inside with Nicholas Maynard. They'll battle nose-to-nose in the turn 1. Up the banking here at the Darlington Raceway. Nicholas Maynard will slide up. Looks like Chase Johnson will get a little bit of bump here from Kevin Tankos. He'll get loose. He'll keep the race car underneath him here. James Fountain's going to be able to clear Nicholas Maynard down the back straightaway, but Nicholas Maynard's all over the ass end. Kevin Tankos slow here down the back straightaway. He had to take the apron here, lap 1. Well, we're working lap 1 here in the turns 3 and 4 here at the Darlington Raceway. Kevin Tankos will fall back into line here. Looks like he's going to shake out about the 8th place spot here at the completion of the 1st lap. James Fountain will take the 1st lap in. The push underneath the belt to him. Every lap led is 1 point added to your total score here in the Madness Racing League. To pick up the victory here, you advance automatically. The top 5 points paying out 50, 40, 30, 20, and 10 here. As we're racing down the Boeing backstretch here at the Darlington Raceway underneath the lights here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the first time ever. I don't believe any of the series has ever been here to the Darlington Raceways. We keep our eye right there on the Troy, Alabama kid of Terry Hughes Jr. Told me before the race, snapped the bad luck here. Felt like he had a bad, fast Red Bull Ford F-150 that he brought to the Carolinas here tonight. Looking to make something shake. He'll take the top side of the racetrack with Corey Teston rolling right behind him. Meanwhile, that's going to be John Michael Bryant in tonight's sponsor, Gorilla Mine number 23 machine. He'll shake out the 6th place spot here, up 2 spots from where he started here at the 23 machine. He's got that Gorilla mindset as he'll scrape the wall there on the top side. Always aggressive here. The Boogeyman looking to make something shake here. That's your mom's favorite driver. Go ahead and tell her to stand up, clap those hands, stomp those feet. The Boogeyman wraps around the bottom side of the racetrack in the number 23 Gorilla Mine machine. Meanwhile, the battle's going to heat up here for the 3rd place spot between Chase Johnson here. He's got something to say here. He's caught up to the 2nd place spot of Nicholas Maynard here, who's beginning to lose a little bit of touch here to the race leader, James Fountain. Tires are going to they're going to eat their way here. Possibly blow up with tons of air, but the air pressures that get into them just going to melt here with the old worn out surface here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel at the Darlington Raceway. Meanwhile, Chase Johnson's going to look inside of Nicholas Maynard here. He'll slide it back up the top side of the racetrack. They'll work their corners through 1 and 2. James Fountain's going to sail away with the race lead here off turn 2. He'll get away from here. Tons of these guys are going to have to keep that out of the wall here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll shake it back here to right back in the pack. These guys beginning to get spanned out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Looks like Kevin Tankos must have lost a little bit of something there. He's slow on the pace. He's trying to catch the tail end of the field here, but Chris Maverick 90 from B-Town, Indiana, driving here in the Total Nonstop Action Truck Series in his Triple Deuce Green Machine Racing Comes off turn 4 here to complete lap 6 for him. As he's looking to make something shake here tonight at the Darlington Raceway. Meanwhile, James Fountain, Maynard, Johnson, and Tesner sail down the back straightaway. That'll be the top 4 here with a hard-charging John Michael Bryant for the top 5 spot. Coming in right behind him. Meanwhile, Terry Hughes Jr. looking to make something shake up here in the turns 3 and 4 with John Michael Bryant. You see them battling off the corner here. Meanwhile, Jonathan Smith's going to slap the outside wall, here off turn 4, racing door-to-door with Carter Jackson. Carter Jackson, the winner 2 weeks ago at the Kansas Motor Speedway. He picked up the victory, locked himself into the playoff. Well, his second victory on the series, He was the only 2-time winner on the season. He picked up the victory for the first time. Barely snudged the wall there off turn 2. He'll pick up the victory at the Chicago Street Course to creep his way into the playoffs here in the Madness Racing League Total Non-Stop Action Short Series. Ladies and gentlemen, Carter Jackson and the number 2 Miller Genuine Draft Chevy Silverado here across the front stretch. We're working lap 8 here of 100 on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. See Booty Scoot Racing channel on the back of Nicholas Maynard's car there. Appreciate him holding that on the pair. Shout out to him on the street. Right on board with Showtime Chase Johnson here as he takes the bottom side of the racetrack in turns 3 and 4. Meanwhile, Nicholas Maynard closing the gap up over James Fountain here. So look out the ass end of Nicholas Maynard here. See him working across the top side of the racetrack here. Inches away from the wall here. He's got Chase Johnson on the ass end of him. We'll watch Nicholas Maynard throw it down there in the bottom side of turns 1 and 2 here. They'll fly up the top side of the racetrack. Nicholas Maynard, you see the marbles there on the side of the racetrack. They look out to turns 2 here. 9 laps are complete here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel at Arlington Speedway. These guys putting on a show for you folks here. Who's going to lock himself into the championship race? Will somebody spoil the party here? The Maynard Motors 02 machine losing a little bit of time here to James Fountain once more as James Fountain will throw the fastest lap down on the racetrack that last time around. He'll run a 29.97 for the number 24 machine as Nicholas Maynard charges on the top side of the racetrack with James Fountain sailing away here with Chase Johnson trying to run it down. But meanwhile, here comes the number 8 Monster Energy machine of Corey Riptide Tesner from Greer, South Carolina. He'll make the trip down here through the beach, the Darlington Raceway, the Darlington County, South Carolina. Tons of Carolina kids flooding out the field here at the Darlington Raceway. Across the front stretch, working lap 11 here at the Darlington Raceway. Gorilla Mind 150 here in the playoff. Corey Riptide Tesner won the second race on the year at the Auto Club Speedway. He'll turn the fastest lap on the racetrack that last time around. He'll run a 29.49. The race leader, James Fountain, will run a 29.64 here. Meanwhile, Chase Johnson looking to make the pass around Nicholas Maynard here in the turns 3 and 4. Nicholas Maynard is not going to have any of it. He'll power back down on the outside here. The battle for the second place spot here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel is on our way here. 11 laps in the book here. Nicholas Maynard looks like he'll get the charge here off of turn 4. We're diving back into turn 1 and 2. Chase Johnson looking to try one more time here. 12 laps are complete here. The laps are going to peel off quickly, but so are the laps on the tires. I can only imagine what these guys are dealing with. Corey Tesner looks like he's got a little bit of something here. On the long run, 11 laps complete here. We're right on board with Corey Riptide Tesner here. On the inside of him is going to be Chase Johnson here as he tries to run down Nicholas Maynard up there on the top side of the racetrack, painting a picture on the top lane. Can he run down James Fountain? We'll take our first break here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel with 13 laps complete here in the Gorilla Mine 150 at the Darlington Raceway. Nicholas Maynard trailing behind James Fountain in the second place spot, but he's got Corey Tesner charging on. shots around here. The Booty Scoot Racing Channel, the Darlington Raceway. Meanwhile, Chase Johnson's looking to make his way around Corey Riptide Tesner. It's Chase Johnson racing. Teammate, he'll make contact into turns 1 and 2 here. Corey Tesner will lift up out of the gas there. You can tell big time as Chase Johnson was able to scrape right by him there. Corey Tesner moves off the corner here. Both of these Greer, Carolina kids banging it out here. Nicholas Maynard, meanwhile, that'll help close the gap up back to him. He was down to the 2nd place spot, but he's falling off to the 4th place spot here after collecting the wall there underneath the commercial break with Corey Riptide Tesner as we ride with Nicholas Maynard here as he's painting up the top of the board here. Look out the front end of Nicholas Maynard trying to run down the guys in front of him here, but we'll jump back here for behind the back. Caution flag is out here on the Racing Channel. We'll back that ass up here to see what happened here. Looks like maybe possibly Kevin Tankos maybe going to be the reason for the caution here, possibly. We'll take a look here and see exactly what happened here. Maybe Terry Hughes Jr. going to get some here with Carter Jackson. And it looks like that's what's going to bring it out here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Let's take a look here and see what happens. Throw it up for an all-out replay here of what happened here. Looks like Terry Hughes Jr. is just going to help Carter Jackson here into the corner. We'll take a look here. Yes, and Carter Jackson is going to save it, but he's going to get sent up the racetrack and bam, hard into the outside wall. Carter Jackson's going to go. And that's enough to ring the caution flag here at the Darlington Raceway for the first time here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Carter Jackson into the outside wall hard here. We'll go back to the main broadcast cam here. Looks like Carter Jackson didn't suffer much damage onto that race car. Look out the right foot here. Looks like maybe the toe link might be, yeah, it looks like he might have a fender flare there, if anything. The back of the race car looks good. To the left side looks great as well. See Carter Jackson right there to the left of the screen, fuming inside of that race car. It's him and Terry Hughes Jr. make contact there. Terry Hughes Jr. looks like he was able to escape through there in his Red Bull machine. Little damage there. He got the right front. No damage on that Red Bull machine of his. Ladies and gentlemen, 22 laps complete here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. James Fountain, Chase Johnson were battling it out there, trying to run down James Fountain. Was Chase Johnson and Corey Tesner. Corey Tesner gets a little contact from Chase Johnson there. Nothing too hard, nothing too shabby. Nicholas Maynard is closing the distance back up after the contact was made here. Looks like we're going to have our first pit stops here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel for the playoffs at the Darlington Raceway. These guys are going to bring it down pit road here in the Gorilla Line 150. Looks like James Fountain's going to be the guy to lead them down here. We'll pull up the pit lane. And you can keep an eye on everybody as they stop their time. James Fountain's going to be the one to lead them down here. Looks like it's going to be Fountain, Johnson, Tesner, Maynard. Looks like Jonathan Smith's going to stay out on the racetrack here. James Fountain's going to be the one to lead them down here, though. Tricky pit road here at the Darlington Raceway. It's almost hidden here as James Fountain to pull into his box along with Corey Riptide Tesner. We're going to be looking here at the end of the pit road lane here to see who's going to win the battle off pit road. You see Nicholas Maynard's guys hopping the wall there. It looks like it's going to be at least right side tire for the 0-2 machine of Nicholas Maynard. It's going to be 4 Goodyear tires for that kid. We'll see the battle off pit road. Who's going to win it here, ladies and gentlemen? Looks like it's going to be James Fountain, Chase Johnson, Corey Tesner, Nicholas Maynard, Terry Hughes. Exactly how they came on. It's how they'll go off here. It looks like Travo Wall still stuck on pit road here, getting some damage fixed. In the Zen number 7 Ford F-150 machine of him. He'll take the 9th place spot off pit road. It's only good for the Greer, South Carolina. Meanwhile, Carter Jackson still on pit road, getting some of that damage fixed here. Jonathan Smith from Goldsboro, North Carolina will stay out on the racetrack here and not take that back until bring it down pit road. This go time around right here along with Kevin Tankos. And that should cycle John Michael Bryant. He's carrying tonight's sponsor on the race car, Gorilla Mon. Ladies and gentlemen, while we're talking about it, got it brought up. We'll bring up tonight's sponsors here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. The Booty Scoot Racing Channel Total Non-Stop Action Madness Racing League Series. Wants to thank iRacing here. iRacing bringing you all the platform racing needs via the PC platform here. $10 a month can get you right here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Flip it over to sponsor number 2 here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Go check us out on TikTok. If you found it, it's right here. If you're watching it, click that like button. Slap that like button for us. Press it really hard. You can go ahead and press that follow button as well. Go over to the YouTube. Follow us on the YouTube. It'll be down the bottom left here when we get going back green. Sponsor number 3 on the night. Sponsor of the night's race. Gorilla Mind Energy Drink. Nutrition Beverages. Go get them. They're on the side of the 23 machine of John Michael Bryant. Tell them the Boogeyman sent you. That's your mom's favorite driver. Ladies and gentlemen, getting ready to... Yeah, we're getting the one to green, so we're getting ready to re-rack them here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. The 24 laps already peeled off here We just got done finished working the first caution flag here tonight at the Darlington Raceway. John Michael Bryant, your race leader here with James Fountain with 4 fresh tires on the outside. John Michael Bryant's going to have to keep it in gear here. He's working in 24-lap old tires around the rest of these guys. What is going to be in store? They head to the Geico restart zone. They'll call it off here this time around. Peter the pace car will stay out on the racetrack. We'll take another one around here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll take a quick moment of break for station identification. We'll be back right after this. Appreciate you standing by there for station identification here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel on the TikTok platform. Make sure you slap that like button, press that follow button. Go check out the Booty Scoot Racing LLC YouTube channel page. Press that subscribe button for all full races from the previous season and all series here. Looks like we're working the first caution flag here. The night's going to be rounded up here. We're ready to re-rack them here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Will Peter the pace car hang the left on the pit road? He will. It's going to be the Boogeyman, your mom's favorite driver, leading them here to the Geico restart zone. And the Gorilla Mod 150. He's got the Gorilla Mod sponsorship on the side, ready to fire off here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. John Michael Bryant will put the foot down, and we're fired back off here. There'll be the 23 on the inside, the 24 on the outside, be the 8 on the second row outside with the number 5 of Chase Johnson on the inside. John Michael Bryant will get big time loose into the corner here. He'll go back down the bottom side of the racetrack. John Michael Bryant will play friend here. He'll get out of the way for most of these guys here. The strategy staying out on old tires is he's got damage all over the left side of that race car. John Michael Bryant battling some handling issues here at the Darlington Raceway. Meanwhile, that allowed James Fountain and Corey Riptide Tesler, the 2 guys that were battling it out, had the fastest lap times before we took the commercial break there for the caution flag here. 27 laps complete in the Gorilla Mod 150 from the Darlington Raceway. Playoff race number 1. James Fountain being ran down by Corey Riptide Tesler here. Chase Johnson and Terry Hughes Jr. are going to be the 3rd and 4th place fight guys with Nicholas Maynard trailing far to the 5th place spot there. Nicholas Maynard, we see get up to high 2nd place spot tonight. Scrape the wall racing with that kid right there. Corey Riptide Tesner from Greer, South Carolina. Corey Riptide Tesner, James Fountain going at it here at the Darlington Raceway. Checking times here. James Fountain a 29.27 that last time around. That'll be the fastest lap of the race up to this point. Corey Riptide Tesner, don't count him out, a 29.34. He's right there, picking off thousandths of a second, trying to run down James Fountain. Meanwhile, Chase Johnson here can be about a 10th or so off the pace here from the 2 guys in front of him here. Is he trying to save something with a little bit in the back pocket here? Terry Hughes Jr. is going to be right there as well, about a 10th off from the rest of these guys. Nicholas Maynard, see what they run this time around. Nicholas Maynard will run a 34.6 here. He'll go in and pit for 4 fresh 2-year tires here. Looks like he's under attack here from Kevin Tankos here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Look at this, the action shaking up back here. But here comes a hard-charging Travo Wall, the number 7 Zen Ford F-150 machine. Looks like the caution flag is going to be out there again. Looks like it's going to be for John Michael Bryant here. We'll throw it up for another TNA Total Nonstop Action Truck Series instant replay. Looks like it's going to be trouble for the Boogeyman here at the Darlington Raceway. And the lady in black will stripe and strike the Boogeyman. The Gorilla Mod 23 machine will go around. We'll take a look here with John Michael Bryant here as he was obviously battling some handling issues there. Going from the front to the back here as he's spinning out across the front stretch here. Sliding through your living room. He'll lock it down and the caution flag will fly here. 29 laps. Underneath our book here, we get ready to work the 2nd caution flag of the night. For the Boogeyman, John Michael Bryant. No, yeah, looks like nobody was able to touch James Fountain there before the caution flag come out. Meanwhile, Corey Riptide Tesner, the man to watch here at the Darlington Raceway. bada bang! Back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, live here from the Darlington Raceway. The total non-stop action, Madness Racing League Truck Series Playoff Race number 1, the Gorilla Mine 150. Tons of Carolina kids in the field tonight. Some from Greer, some from Welford, some from all over the place, some from far and wide. As far as East Coast as Indianapolis or Indiana, you name it, don't really give a damn. James Fountain's going to be the race leader here, as he's led almost every lap, if not every lap up to this point. Corey Riptide Tesner, the man to watch here tonight, as he's got the fastest lap time of the race session. The Monster Energy machine looks bad fast here tonight at the Darlington Raceway. It'll be Johnson in the third place spot with Terry Hughes Jr. on the fourth place spot on the outside, second row. Maynard and Tankos will get the third row, with Travo Wall and Jonathan Smith getting the fourth row. James Fountain's going to lead them back to the restart zone here at the Darlington Raceway, and we're ready to re-wreck. And we get ready to send them back on here at the Darlington Raceway. James Fountain will fire off here. He'll lead Corey Tesner here in the dust here. What a great launch here from the number 24 Valvoline Chevy Silverado from James Fountain. Both of these guys will work the top side of the racetrack into turns 1 and 2 here. It'll be James Fountain, Corey Tesner, Chase Johnson, Terry Hughes Jr., Kevin Tanko's getting around Nicholas Maynard off turn 2 down the back straightaway. Working down into turns 3 and 4. They'll get hard down on the brake here. Turn 3 and 4, way smaller in diameter. Turn 1 and 2 here. Tires are going to be an absolute critical factor here tonight. 33 laps, working 34 right now. Gorilla Mine 150, the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll get to the sponsors in just a second. These things are starting to heat up here. Guys are single file here throughout the field here. Can a guy get a run or two? Nicholas Maynard a little loose off the corner here. He's trying to work back to the front of the pack here. He's in the 6th place spot. Got Jonathan Smith charging hard for the 7th place spot. Shake, rattle, roll, baby. Travo Wall zooming through the field here. And we see him pop his Zen pouch under the caution flag. As he says, menthol only, none of that fruity shit. He goes to the top side of the racetrack into turns 1 and 2. Looking to close the distance over Jonathan Smith and Nicholas Maynard in front of him. Travo Wall got a piece here tonight at the Darlington Raceway. Can he bring it on home? Lasso it. Shake, rattle, and roll to victory lane. Travo Wall into turns 3 and 4. Pelzer, South Carolina, was the winner, the most funniest driver in the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series. Shout out to Travo Wall, an absolute comedian here in the Madness Racing League. Time to get some highlights on some racing here. The battle for the race lead is starting to shrink here to James Fountain and Corey Riptide Tesner. We talked about it. Corey C-Tez Tesner, you name it, whatever the hell you want to call him. He'll take turns 3 and 4 right to the ass end bumper of James Fountain here. They'll follow nose to tail here. Neither one of them will hit the wall here. These guys are doing way better than we anticipated here. Keeping it off the wall here. The lady in black is known to strike, though, at any given moment. She eats race cars for a living. Terry Hughes Jr. will slide up to the top side of the racetrack. Meanwhile, Kevin Tankos will close the distance. Big time off turn 2. He might have a chance to battle down the back straightaway. He'll think better of it here. He'll pull back in the line into turns 3 and 4. He'll look down the bottom side. Terry Hughes Jr. has no choice but to keep it to the hot side. Kevin Tankos is going to battle hard for the 3rd and 4th place spot. 4th and 5th place spot here, excuse me. But Terry Hughes Jr. just got something in that Red Bull number 81 Ford F-150. And the Red Bull machine will power back past here to the 4th place spot here. Terry Hughes Jr. not going down without a fight. Meanwhile, Chase Johnson here trying to close up the gap here to the race leaders of Corey Riptide Tesner and James Fountain here. James Fountain looking everywhere in his mirror on which way to go here to try to keep the number 8 of Corey Tesner behind him. Corey Tesner will check it right here. Yes, Corey Tesner 29.72 that last time. James Fountain 29.76, so we're talking thousandths of a second here. But Corey Tesner is closing up inches by inches. Every lap he'll scrape the wall off turn 2. What a battle here for the race lead. Chase Johnson. And you see right there in the number 5 machine trying to run down these guys. He's losing touch here up to 8/10 away from Corey Riptide Tesner here. James Fountain looks like he'll get a little bit of what he was looking for there in the turn 22. He'll get a great run off turn 4 there. James Fountain's going to paint the top side of the racetrack. Corey Tesner looks like he'll lift a little bit here to take it through the corner here. He'll scrape the wall once more here. The lady in black starting to knock on the number 8 Monster Energy Machine's door here. She looks like she's hungry for some Monster Energy. It's Corey Riptide Tesner trying to keep it out on the wall here, Darby. Come back here to the Terry Hughes Jr. Kevin Tanko battles it. Trust me, it hasn't gone away yet. Kevin Tanko's trying every page in his notebook to run down the number 81 Terry Hughes Jr. Machine here. He'll close the gap up a little bit more. Looks like he'll scrape the wall there in the top turn of 1 and 2 here. They'll fall back down the hill here off turn 2. Terry Hughes Jr. will get a great exit. And Kevin Tankos won't be able to close up the distance here. Meanwhile, Nicholas Maynard, he's got Jonathan Smith all over the ass end of him here. Looks like they might have a chance to battle it out here for the 6th place spot. Battles all over the racetrack here in the Madness Racing League playoff. Race number 1 at the Darlington Raceway, the Gorilla Mine 150. Nicholas Maynard, Jonathan Smith now going at it for the 7th place spot. Oh, Corey Riptide Tesner, sideways off the corner, pow, hard into the inside wall. Caution flag out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. The number 8 Monster Energy Machine, we just said the lady in black looked like she was starting to get a little thirsty for some Monster Energy. As Corey Riptide Tesner couldn't seem to keep it out of the fence here. The lady in black looks like she'll strike the number 8 Monster Energy Machine. Corey Riptide Tesner here. He was climbing the banking through turn 22 here. He'll scrape the wall. Dive down in front of his Chase Johnson Racing teammate here. And Corey Tesner, see if he can't ride on board with him here as he locks it down here. Trying to save it here. Pow! Hard to the inside wall here. Looks like minimum damage here to the number 8 Monster Energy Chevy Silverado Machine of Corey Tesner from Greer, South Carolina. He'll get the thing refired here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Looking out the nose, Corey Riptide Tesner, the fastest truck on the racetrack, brings out the 3rd caution flag on the night. The Gorilla Mine 150. We'll take a commercial break and be back after this. Don't go nowhere. Back here to the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the Madness Racing League Total Non-Stop Action Truck Series playoff race number 1 at the Darlington Raceway. This is the Gorilla Mine 150. I want to remind you, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's race sponsored by Gorilla Mine. Make sure you go check them out. Go get your energy drinks, all your nutrition, supplements and needs. Tell them to John Michael Bryant, the boogeyman, the driver of the number 23 machine, carrying the night sponsor. Tell him he sent you, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate you tuning in here tonight. It has been one hell of a race so far. 3 laps. We're currently working caution number 3 here. Looks like it's going to be Maynard in the number 02. Trevor Wall in the number 7 staying out here off strategy. Terry Hughes Jr. and Kevin Tankos will take gas only there. And James Fountain and Chase Johnson will be the first 2 guys here on 4 fresh tires on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. re-wrecked here. Getting ready to head through the Geico restart zone here. Peter the pace car hangs to left on the pit road. And we get ready to fire off here in the Gorilla Mod 150 for the third time here tonight. Nearing the halfway point. Nicholas Maynard, the race leader here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Through the Geico restart zone, they'll fire off for factory here. Chase Johnson here gets a great launch here with 4 brand Goodyear tires along with James Fountain here. They've already drove themselves up to second, third. Now third and second place here for James Fountain. And Chase Johnson, James Fountain loose off the corner down the bottom side of the racetrack. 3 wide in Darlington. Wow, what an absolute save from the 24 machine of James Fountain here. He'll lose a little bit behind Terry Hughes Jr. He'll have to get back, dial it in. Nicholas Maynard out front here. In Darlington, he'll have Chase Johnson here in the Kubota number 5 machine running him down here on 4 fresh Goodyear tires. Nicholas Maynard will stay out there, try to split up the strategy a little bit. The 22-year-old from Welford, South Carolina will look out the ass in here as he's got Chase Johnson trying to run him down here. 2 hometown guys here, 2 Carolina guys, I should say here. Nicholas Maynard paints the bottom side of the racetrack there. He'll give up a little bit of time here to Showtime Chase Johnson on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel's Madness Racing League playoff race number 1. Meanwhile, look at these battles back here. Trevor Wall going to be doing it over Tony Cook through turns 1 and 2. Neither of these guys going to spare an inch here. Trevor Wall will pop us in here. Pop another perk down the back straightaway. He'll go. They'll make contact in the turns 3 and 4. Tony Cook looking to make something shake down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Tony Cook will take a stolen base and a home run. He'll take the position away from the number 7, Trevor Wall. Here, Trevor Wall again once more. Not going to have a chance to breathe here as he's under attack by the number 44 Premier. Set up for Jonathan Smith from Goldsboro, North Carolina. Make sure you get at Jonathan Smith as we ride on board NapDaddyRacing.com for all your iRacing paint scheme libraries and needs. Jonathan Smith telling the Madness Racing League sent you as he flies down the Bowen backstretch here at the Darlington Raceway. John Michael Bryan has had an abysmal night here. The number 23 Gorilla Mom machine glowing here underneath the lights. Got damage and has had it since very early on in the night's event here. Your mom's favorite driver, tell her to sit down, go grab another Gatorade. John Michael Bryan's got a long way to go here as he just now completes lap number 49 here as he is approaching the halfway point. Nicholas Maynard out front here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, but he's got company on the back bumper here. That's 4 fresh Goodyear tires from Chase Johnson. Chase Johnson to go underneath Nicholas Maynard, hit the top of the fence here. Chase Johnson out front, selling away out of the front windshield of Nicholas Maynard. Gonna be Johnson, Maynard, Fountain, and then Tankos and Terry Hughes Jr. coming off turn 2 now, the top 5 here at the Darlington Raceway in the first playoff race in the Gorilla Mine 100. Every single one of these guys are playoff drivers, so playoff drivers will round out the top 5 here. You win the race, you win your way to the championship here. Whether or not you got to round off some laps led here, because every lap led is 1 point added to your total score here. Meanwhile, Nicholas Maynard's got company from James Fountain here. On the outside, James Fountain will take the top side of the racetrack, blow the doors off the 0-2 here. Now James Fountain trying to set sail and chase down. Showtime Chase Johnson here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, no pun intended. The Kubota number 5 looks bad fast here. He'll climb the banking through turns 3 and 4 here, taking it across the front stretch. Terry Hughes Jr. finally snaps the bad luck streak of getting a finish here. He's back out here at the Darlington Raceway, knocking off some time, looking for a top 5 here right now. And he run down that guy right there, the number 4, Kevin Tankos here from Hawthorne, New Jersey. The Budweiser machine has been bad fast all night here in the Gorilla Mine 150. He heads down the Boeing back straightaway here. In Darlington, he'll take the long trip from up north down here to the south. Told me he enjoyed the warm weather. Go to the beach here, Myrtle Beach. He's loose off the corner here. We'll ride on board with Kevin Tankos here as he seems to be having a little bit of issues here handling that race car here as he'll climb the bankings into turn 1 and 2 here. 26 degrees of banking here at the Darlington Raceway. So you're not really playing cat and mouse as much as the wheels. You're playing it with your hands. It's Kevin Tankos loose off the corner. Meanwhile, the battle for the race lead. Here we go. Yes, sir. For the third time this run, could you believe it? And probably the last time in 8 laps the battle for the race lead has been challenged for. It'll be Johnson on the top side. He's got Fountain all over the ass and in the mirror. Nicholas Maynard trying to run it back down from third place spot. The two guys that'll take 4 Goodyear fresh tires on the last previous caution find themselves running 1-2 here with 55 laps complete. Coming to 56 in the Gorilla Mine 150. So the pit stop lap strategy there, you see it, guys in white are odd numbers, guys in even are currently running in an even place spot here. So it looks like Trevor Wall and Nicholas Maynard are the only ones caught here on the burnt back side of a pit strategy call here. James Fountain are rolling all over to the back bumper of Chase Johnson, trying to pack some air in to the back of the number 5 Kubota machine. It looks like he'll get it done here. James Fountain looking for a pass down the front stretch here in the turns 1. They'll climb the banking. James Fountain a blow right by Chase Johnson. Chase Johnson will just let the number 24 machine of James Fountain right on by there. James Fountain a 29.94 last time around. Chase Johnson a 30.10. And Nicholas Maynard a 33.6. So the kid not too bad off here on 50-something old sets, about 30 sets of tires here, laps on his tires. And he's trying to run down these top 2 guys here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll take a commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go nowhere. We'll be back after this. To tonight's playoff race number 1 at the Darlington Raceway. This is the Gorilla Mine 150. Ladies and gentlemen, want to give a thanks to our sponsor here. The battle for the race lead heats up behind you. The Total Nonstop Action Truck Series presented by the Madness Racing League Friday Night Series. Presented by iRacing. $10 a month can get you right out here on tonight's platform. Get you right here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. $10 a month can get you a 1-month subscription to the iRacing platform based right here on the PC and Steam platform. Racing channel live on TikTok. You found it. It's right here. You're right here on it. Go ahead and press that like button. Press that follow button so you don't miss a thing here. Because we got tons of action coming around the corner for you. Super late models for dirt late models. You name it. Modifieds coming around the corner as well. Turn around on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. You'll only know about it if you press that follow button and slap that like button. Also leave a thanks here tonight to the night sponsor for the race, Gorilla Mine. This is the Gorilla Mine 150. Go check out Gorilla Mine energy drinks, supplements, and all that great goodness here. Tell them the Madness Racing League sent you. Better yet, tell them John Michael Bryant, the driver of the number 23 machine who's battled issues all day long. Tell them he sent you there, and hopefully they can get that thing recharged up next week and bring it back out here. Meanwhile, we're back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel from the Darlington Raceway in the Gorilla Mine 150. The battle for the race leads heating up here with 37 laps remaining at Darlington. James Fountain, the race leader. Chase Johnson in the 2nd place spot. Nicholas Maynard rounding out the 3rd place spot with Kevin Tankos in the 4th place spot. Tony Cook in the 5th place spot. And Terry Hughes Jr. in the 6th place spot. Now, we start talking about the 0-2 of Nicholas Maynard here and Trevor Wall driving the number 7 Valvoline Zen machine. These two did not pit under the last caution here. And we were told by the admin underneath the commercial break here that they will have to pit for gas at some point in time. Meanwhile, John Michael Bryant slowed down on the bottom side of the racetrack as he's looking to break it down to pit road. Meanwhile, we'll shoot back up here for the battle for the race lead between Showtime Chase Johnson, putting on a show for the fans here in Darlington. The two hometown guys, going at it. One from Greenville, one from Greer, nearly miles apart, but they'll drive several hundred miles down here to the Darlington Raceway tonight to compete for a spot in the championship race a couple of weeks from tonight, is the Kubota number 5 machine. 2 Chevys will come off turn 4 through the Geico restart zone. 66 laps are complete here in the Darlington Raceway. Gorilla Mod 150. So could we possibly see a couple pit strategy flips or turns here to see what happens? Kevin Tankos and Tony Cook, will make contact here across the front stretch off turn 4. Kevin Tankos looks like he's got it under control though. And Tony Cook will rattle a little cage here at the Darlington Raceway. He'll snub the 4th place spot from Kevin Tankos off turn 2, down the Bowen back stretch they'll go. James Fountain has put a little bit more distance on Chase Johnson. I think Chase Johnson has scraped the wall here, where he has met the lady in black here with 67, approaching 30 laps to go. Very soon here, Nicholas Maynard running a 31.32. He's faster than the 2nd place guy of Chase Johnson on 45 lap old tires here. Can the kid have something up his sleeve here to try to run down these guys on the long run? James Fountain and Chase Johnson been going at it here for several laps here, knowing that this place eats up tires. Did they eat up enough for Nicholas Maynard to have a shot to go run him down here? And he has it pitted in about 44-ish, 45-ish laps compared to Chase Johnson and James Fountain's of probably about 12 or 13 lap different tires here. And Nicholas Maynard closed the distance up between him, but meanwhile, Tony Cook says if he's got something to say, he's going to say it now here. He's got to go with 30 laps remaining here. It's Showtime Chase Johnson, James Fountain are selling away from one another here. Lap traffic approaching in front of them. Nicholas Maynard coming off turn 4 across the line now. Looks like that's going to be Jonathan Smith here, the number 44 Premier Setups machine from Goldsboro, North Carolina, trying to run for his life here from James Fountain to prevent himself from going a lap down. He'll scrape the wall here on the top side of the racetrack. James Fountain screaming in that helmet, pick a damn place to go. He'll go to the top side. Jonathan Smith will play the friend card here. He'll go down on the bottom side here. Looks like he'll even let Chase Johnson through here. And he'll slide back on the top side of the racetrack. Chase Johnson's got a setback in rhythm here and running back down. Looks like Nicholas Maynard going to throw a Hail Mary here. Throw the strategy up in the air. We knew he wasn't going to make it on gas here. 30 laps remain in tonight's event. Can 30 laps get it done for Nicholas Maynard? He'll have to get back around. Here comes Kevin Tankos as well. A little bit of monkey see, monkey do here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. You see one go, you jump as well. We'll ride with Nicholas Maynard as he gets ready to pull into his pit box here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll see what the kids team does here. They'll hop the wall here. Looks like they're going to jack it up here. It's going to be 4 right side tires for the kid, or 2 right side tires. Will they make it 4 for him? Yes, it looks like they will. They'll go to the left side. They'll jack up the Maynard Motor 02 Toyota TRD Tundra. Nicholas Maynard's getting 4 fresh new tires, and he's off here along with Kevin Tankos. We'll see where Kevin Tankos here, stuck on pit road here, trying to get off. Can he get off? Kevin Tankos stuck. Meanwhile, Nicholas Maynard's got to get through the gears here. And here comes James Fountain and Chase Johnson here. They've already put him 1 lap down. Nicholas Maynard looks like he'll be able to get out in front of these 2 guys to prevent himself from going 2 laps down, but he's got to go now to cut the distance up between the rest of the guys and him. It's Kevin Tankos just now coming off pit road. What a disastrous stop for the Budweiser number 4 Chevy Silverado. The 20-year-old not happy with a shitty stop there. Travo Wall will bring it down pit road as well. He was the guy that stayed out with the 02 kid of Nicholas Maynard. To Travo Wall, shake, rattle, and rolling here at the Darlington Raceway down pit lane. The rock and roll racing machine of Travo Wall has been bad fast here tonight. He'll throw up the same strategy calls Nicholas Maynard did tonight here. He'll pull into his pit box. Looks like they'll jack up the right side of the race car. Here comes Tony Cook in the Home Run Cafe number 33 machine. He's on pit strategy calls, so can Tony Cook see something that the rest of these guys do, or is he going to come try to get a set and see what hope is and pray for the best here is Nicholas Maynard. Going to be registered a lap down. Yes, he's registered a lap down here. Corey Tesner currently sitting in the lucky dog spot right now has hit the wall a couple times too many here as he's been kissed by the lady in black. And she has striped up the right side of that race car here. Corey Tesner battling some handling issues here as he's still in the wall here off turns 1 and 2 here with 26 laps remaining here in the ninth event. Looking out the front of Chase Johnson trying to run down the race leader, James Fountain here. James Fountain selling away with it here at the Arlington Raceway in the middle of line 150. Meanwhile, you're looking out the back end of Tony Cook. He's coming off pit road here. Showtime Chase Johnson's got a handful here of Kevin Tanko's looking to keep himself on the lead lap. Terry Hughes Jr. coming down pit road. James Fountain sideways off the corner up there. That was who that was, battling for the race lead. Could probably heat up here. James Fountain keeps heating up the tires there, and it looks like it will. It'll close up big time here. As Kevin Tanko's is charging hard on 4 fresh Goodyear tires here, looking to unlap himself out of that Arlington Raceway. Meanwhile, Nicholas Maynard's a little bit further out in front. He'll get around Corey Tesner here. Corey Tesner will lose the lucky dog spot to Nicholas Maynard. So Nicholas Maynard in the safe zone if something was to happen here. He would get the lucky dog here. The rest of these guys would be trapped a lap down, have to take the wave around. Terry Hughes Jr. still on pit road here. What a disastrous stop here for the number 81 machine. Finally, he'll drop the jack and get him off here. So it looks like it's going to be Fountain, Johnson. The only two stuck on the lead lap here. A little bit of monkey see, monkey do here. It's got them all sprawled out on pit strategy here. Jonathan Smith here up to the 3rd place spot. It's Nicholas Maynard currently trying to run down Jonathan Smith down. Jonathan Smith's a lap down. Jonathan Smith is registered a lucky dog. Jonathan Smith better run for his life here as Nicholas Maynard's charging hard on 4 fresh Goodyear tires. Did the kid have something up his sleeve here? He'll pit with 30 laps remaining here in tonight's event. Hoping and praying that he can get back to the front here. We'll take a commercial break. We'll see how things shake out. We'll be back after this for tonight's conclusion of tonight's event. Bang! Back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, things have absolutely intensified here as we have strategy all up in the air. That kid right there, the 02 Maynard Motors Toyota TRD Tundra from Welford, South Carolina, goes to pit with 30 laps remaining here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Oh, caution flag! Big time wreck here. Tony Cook around. James Fountain involved. That's the race leader of James Fountain. Wow! We'll back that ass up here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel to get an absolute look at what happened here. Because what in the absolute hell were these guys thinking? We're picking off laps here. Nicholas Maynard had finally cut the gap down here. He was picking off some time. That'll all go down the drain here. We'll take a look and see. We'll go back a little further as Tony Cook was down on the bottom side trying to get away from the race leader to unlap himself. He'll collect the wall, go around. James Fountain just nowhere to go here. And Tony Cook will collect the outside wall. Minimal damage to the 33 home run cafe machine. But it's enough to trigger the caution flag here. That's exactly what James Fountain and Chase Johnson were looking for here. Looks like we could possibly have our final set of pit stops coming here. Nicholas Maynard was able to get around Jonathan Smith that time. Nicholas Maynard registered a lucky dog. He'll be back on the lead lap here with a chance to pit with the leaders. But the rest of these guys will have to wave around here and take the penalty here or just suck it up here. Tony Cook crashed hard here at the Darlington Raceway. He'll end his night in the number 33 Home Run Cafe machine. We'll be back here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Bang, bang, back here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. James Fountain's going to be the race leader here with Chase Johnson on the outside. Everybody else behind him has taken the wave around. You see him catching the tail end of the field now. So we're going to have minimal guys here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel on the lead. Well, everybody's going to be back on the lead lap here. But to an advantage? No, sir. Looks like the front two guys of Chase Johnson and James Fountain, they'll go pit when everybody else earlier, and Nicholas Maynard and that guy right there, the number 7, a Travo Wall, will stay out here. And James Fountain and Chase Johnson were able to reap the benefit there on the long run here. They'll drive back to the front of the race lead, and they'll have it. Meanwhile, Nicholas Maynard starts the green flag pit stop cycles here. With 30 laps to go here with as much tire wear as we were seeing here tonight. He goes and throws on 4 sets of tires since he didn't pick the group earlier. And he was knocking off some time. Got it down to 15 seconds from a lap down. Back on the lead lap this time around, Nicholas Maynard, the kid from Wilford, South Carolina, the 22-year-old. Meanwhile, James Fountain is leading them back here to the Darlington Raceway. Tons of guys here catching the back of the field here. Corey Tettner back out on the racetrack here. After significant damage in the garage, we'll get that number 8 Monster Energy machine patched up. Back out here with 14 laps remaining in the 9th minute. So just a fumble through, it's going to be James Fountain, the race leader here on the lead lap with Chase Johnson. Jonathan Smith tossed to the outside by Kevin Tankos and Nicholas Maynard. These 3 guys on the lead lap as well. Nicholas Maynard, 4 fresh Goodyear tires. The guys in front of him didn't even get a chance to pit here. They have to take the wave around. Nicholas Maynard was registered a lucky dog here, so he'll get the privilege of being able to pit with the leaders underneath the caution here, but he'll start tail into the field here. So he's got a little bit of work to make up here to get back to the front here and try to work around the number 4, Kevin Tankos. Kevin Tankos will play the front card of the 0-2 and move out of the way. Nicholas Maynard got to move now if he's going to go to race down the 2 guys right here for the race lead on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. It's going to be Showtime Chase Johnson trying to run down James Fountain. Nicholas Maynard in the 3rd place spot. Trevor Wall a lap down here will be in the where Nicholas Maynard needs to be able to run down the rest of these guys. Terry Hughes Jr. registered a lap down as well. So Nicholas Maynard currently what's riding in the 6th place spot on track here, needing these 2 lap guys to play friend card with them here. Meanwhile, Chase Johnson needs to dial it back down here, try to get a run back to the 24 bumper of James Fountain here. James Fountain throwing sparks all through your living room, beating down the wall here. The lady in black gets physical, she gets hungry here with 11 laps remaining here in the Gorilla Line 150. These guys that put on an absolute show for you folks all night long. Ladies and gentlemen, if you found it, make sure you slap that like button, press that follow button so you don't miss a thing here. Bringing you racing each and every single week here. And as the laps begin to pick off here, we want to give a shout out to all of our race sponsors that make all this possible here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel as the battle for the race lead heats up in the background. The Madness Racing League Total Non-Stop Action Truck Series is presented by iRacing. $10 a month to get you right here in the Madness Racing League, right here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. The Madness Racing League Total Non-Stop Action Truck Series is presented by TikTok. If you found it, it's right here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. You press that like button, press that follow button, you won't miss a thing here. We're bringing you racing all the damn time here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And finally, the Total Non-Stop Actions race tonight here for the playoff race number 1 at Darlington, presented by Gorilla Mind Energy Drinks, Supplements, and Nutrition, whatever you want to fucking call it. Go get you a damn bottle of Gorilla Mind Energy, ladies and gentlemen. We're jacked up here with 9 laps to go on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. That's the battle for the race lead. Chase Johnson has closed the gap up big time to the 24 of James Fountain. Meanwhile, we're right on board out the front bumper of Chase Johnson here. And then look out the ass end of James Fountain running for his life here as they come to 8 laps complete in the Gorilla Mind 150. Both of these guys, playoff drivers here in the Madness Racing League. Meanwhile, Nicholas Maynard has finally got around Travo Wall here as he's back up to the 3rd place spot here on 4 fresh Goodyear tires. The same strategy as the 2 guys battling it out for the race lead right now. Looks like he's about 6 seconds behind. He's going to need a caution flag to bring him back into tow unless these 2 can give us an oh-so Darlington finish. And maybe these 2 can get collected. But meanwhile, these 2 know that they're racing for a spot for a chance at the championship race a couple weeks from now at the Homestead Miami Speedway. James Fountain to the top side of the racetrack. He'll have Showtime Chase Johnson closing up the gap a little bit off turn 2. Down into turns 3 and 4, the 5 machine will work the back bumper of the number 24 Valvoline machine of James Fountain. 2 Chevys battle it out here, the Darlington Raceway Gorilla Line 150 for a chance to race in the championship race for the Madness Racing League Total Non-Stop Action Truck Series. 6 laps to left here at the Darlington Raceway. That's just a little bit over 12 miles. Ladies and gentlemen, stand up, stomp those feet here. It's the Kubota number 5 trying to run down the 24 machine of James Fountain. These 2 have put on an absolute clinic, going back and forth with one another. Nicholas Maynard cut the gap down to 6.5, but it's jumped right back up to 7. Nicholas Maynard trying every bit to put out what he's got in that 02 Maynard Motors machine of his as he sees the race leaders going to turns 1 and 2. James Fountain trying to bring it home here with 5 laps remaining here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Gorilla Mind 150 live from the Darlington Raceway. 2 Carolina kids battling it out here for a chance for a championship spot. Will Chase Johnson put the back bumper to James Fountain if he gets a chance? If he's going to go, he's got to go now. 4 laps remain here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Lap traffic of Jonathan Smith right up above the head of James Fountain here. Best believe they're communicating on it. He's calling, approaching it fast here off turns 1 and 2. Jonathan Smith will play the card here. He'll move out of the way. We'll look out the ass end. Jonathan Smith will stay out of the way for Chase Johnson as well. As Chase Johnson definitely needed that right there here. He's going to have to be perfect if he wants a chance at it. 2 Chevys battling it out here through the Geico restart zone. 3 laps remain here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Corey Riptide Tetzel definitely had the fastest truck here tonight at the Darlington Raceway. Looks like he might have the fastest lap of the session here, but I believe James Fountain has been turning some absolute bangers here, so we'll have to turn it out here, see how they go as they fly down the Boeing back straightaway. Get ready to come to 2 laps remaining here. It's Fountain in the first place spot. Showtime Chase Johnson in the second place spot. Losing ground to James Fountain here through turns 3 and 4. Nicholas Manor trying to make something shake here on the Booty Scoot Racing channels. He's increased his gap over Kevin Tankos for the 4th place spot by 5 seconds here. So Nicholas Manor just trying to bring it home for a nice points day right now. Chase Johnson losing touch a little bit more through turns 2 to James Fountain. Down the Boeing back straightaway with 2 laps remaining. Greenville, South Carolina, right up the road, about 2.5 hours from Darlington Raceway. You know they're here at the track. The Fountains are standing up as they come off turn 4. James Fountain will see the white flag presented by AFLglobal.com. 1.3 miles separate the 24 Valvoline Chevy Silverado from Greenville, South Carolina. James Fountain in a racing spot in the championship. And the Greenville, South Carolina kid is looking to lock himself in at that very spot. Showtime Chase Johnson's going to have one more chance into turns 3 and 4. He's not going to be able to get to the back bumper of James Fountain. James Fountain's going to come off turns 3 and 4. And he's going to lock himself into the championship race at the Homestead Miami Speedway and win the Gorilla Mind 150 here at the Darlington Raceway. James Fountain, the hometown kid, will come to Darlington and secure the victory here. Showtime Chase Johnson, the other South Carolina kid, will get the 2nd place spot. And Nicholas Manor from Welford, South Carolina, will get the 3rd place spot here. So the Carolina kids will take the podium here. The top 3 kids are coming home from the Carolina spot. Kevin Tankos will get the 4th place spot. Jonathan Smith will get the 5th place spot. Terry Hughes Jr. will get the 6th place spot. Corey Tesner off the racetrack with the 7th place spot. Travis Wall will get the 8th place spot. But all glory cameras are going to be on the number 24 M&M's Valvoline Chevy Silverado, of James Fountain here. We look out the front of him. He breaks into the Geico restart zone. Get ready to burn it down for you folks here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. James Fountain gets ready to flip this thing around here. We'll show the final results here for the night's event. James Fountain was able to bring home the victory here tonight at the Darlington Raceway. Chase Johnson will get the 2nd place spot here. Nicholas Maynard to get the 3rd place spot here. We'll leave it on James Fountain here while he does his burnout here. Celebrate for you folks on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Kevin Tankos will get the 4th place spot. Jonathan Smith will get the 5th place spot with Terry Hughes Jr. getting the 6th place spot here. Can't stand to look at it anymore. We'll fucking remove it out of the way. James Fountain wins it here at the Gorilla Mind 150 at the Darlington Raceway. Burning it down here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Racing for a championship in a couple of weeks. Ladies and gentlemen, James Fountain from Greenville, South Carolina will come down here to Darlington in the home state, and he will put on a clinic. Will lead 83 laps here in the ninth event. He'll blow the motor there on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for us here in the playoff race number 1 from the Darlington Raceway, the Gorilla Mind 150. Ladies and gentlemen, the Madness Racing League wants to remind you, we'll throw up tonight's final race sponsor to go check out Gorilla Mind energy supplements, drinks, powders, you fucking name it, they fucking got it. Tell them the Madness Racing League sent you here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. James Fountain, victorious here at the Darlington Raceway.